When I get called a hot dog steak and plastic CJ, is that not an honor? So, shout out to you because I mean, you're the one that's looking like a fool, bro. Hey, whatever. I don't know. That's the thing. They don't. This is why I've already known what they were going to do like 2 weeks ago. I know what they're going to do before they do it. And it's funny just watching it all play out. Like, even with the slang, it's funny. it's, it's funny. Heads up, our CJ is, yep, that's right. Along with Allie and Melissa. That is correct. That is correct. That's what I'm saying. These people are running like palmetto bugs. These people are running like palmetto bugs. Oh shit. CJ showed the real footage of what really take place. CJ even broke down in the description of the video all of the lies and the falsehoods that were just in that little teeny video. They're spazzing, y'all. Like when you go to the like when you like I've had so many people sending me clips of like the stuff they were saying, and I'm like, I already know. You know what I mean? It's like my team in the background. My team in the background is already known for weeks before I even stepped foot out here what they were going to do because I told my team what they were going to do. I didn't even, as soon as I stepped foot in Myrtle Beach, I told my team this is what's going to happen. Like I've done. Listen, what did I do? I just documented somebody that didn't want to answer somebody's question, and I documented somebody making up lies and falsehoods. This person wanted to claim that I was defaming and slandering when in fact I caught that person doing that to me on my own footage. It's crazy. It's funny. They're scrambling like palmetto bugs. And you know why? It's because they're about an agenda. They want to say I'm about an agenda. They want to say that CJ don't get no support from the community. The community don't reach out to CJ. Well, I don't know what world you're living in, bro, but yeah, the community does reach out to me. I think I've proven that with the facts and the information and everything that I've done since I've been out here. Sorry you can't step your game up and match the effort. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. This is why they're all spazzing and spreading the hate because they realize what is about to happen. And what's about to happen is everybody is starting to already see. uh, We haven't even done anything. Everybody is already starting to see with their own words, their own videos, their own agendas, their own narrative, their own stories, and their own falsehoods and lies, misinformation that's being put out by them on their own content. That, like I said, nothing we're doing. You can see all the stuff that they're saying and are putting out and their misinformation and the false narratives and all this other stuff, and you can see what we're doing. You know what I mean? That's the the thing when it comes to these people that are about their own agendas. When somebody stands up to the bullies out there, all of a sudden the bullies are like, "Oh my gosh, we're so used to these people like running scared, and now all of a sudden there's somebody that's standing up for the community, standing up for the victims." And so they got to run around and create lies and negative narratives, uh, even make a situation like, the camera person for Jay was sitting there. He stopped him, like pointing to me that I stopped Jay, creating a narrative but when you see the footage, you see what took place. You see the truth. You see in the description that I put there in pinned comment every single thing. That the list was huge. of all the falsehoods and the lies. They're the ones that are doing this themselves. And that's what's going to be their biggest downfall because they're about an agenda. When you're about justice for Micah, the only thing that's going to be exposed is your justice for Micah. You see what I'm saying? Because everything comes to light, no matter how long it takes. But if you're about another agenda, that's your own personal gain, hate, feeling, that will always show. And when it shows is when people are running around like palmettos because they can't focus. They can't focus on pushing that narrative and sticking to everything so that way when their stuff does get put out, people are going, wait a minute, you said this, but now you're saying this, and but you're saying this took place, but when I seen this, I didn't see that. I saw this, and so huh? You see what I'm saying? It's not my first rodeo. But that's what happens when you put pressure on the bullies. You put pressure on the trolls. You show the trolls. Guess what? You can do whatever you want, but the people are going to see the truth. And it has nothing to do with anything that I'm doing. It has everything to do with their own actions, words. That's it. Because, see, when we are truly about the cause, we don't need to create the false narratives. We don't need to create the misinformation. We don't need to create any of that stuff. We stick to the work. We stick to the facts. We stick to really being about justice for Micah. Calling out hot dog steaks is not justice for Micah. Yes, it is. What do you think took place with that TikTok group that got busted? A hot dog steak was called out. You have to call out hot dog steaks because that is also part of justice. We weren't even here yet, and the people were spinning false narratives. I came back because the ladies out there for a few weeks were asking me to come back, and I was like, I can try, you know, I'm getting everything set up and worked out and planned and mapped out for this case. I'll try and make it. And then the antics took place a couple weekends ago that created the barriers to come up. And I said, you know what? These ladies need. And I gave, it was like a 2-day notice. And I just said, you know what? I got to go out there. There's too much stuff going on that's not about justice for Micah. There's too many narratives that are taking place. There's too many personal gains in using it off of Micah's name. And then because of some people's actions, some of the ones that really are truly about justice for Micah have their hand tied behind their back because of somebody else's actions that are not justice for Micah. When you're not about justice for Micah, those narratives and the agendas that you really are truly about, they show. They show in your actions when you're there for the protest. They show. When people are disregarding rules that are set up from law enforcement, it has nothing to do with any protester telling anybody else what they can and can't do. What it has to do with, people, is the fact that law enforcement made certain rules. And so when protesters show up on time instead of 2 hours later. When protesters show up on time, shout out to Melissa, shout out to Allie. You got people talking with law enforcement on a weekly basis to figure out what is allowed, what's not allowed, what not to do, what you can do, so that way people don't cross the line. So that way people don't affect the Justice for Micah movement at Solid Rock. And when you have people coming in late, disregarding what the people that already know what the law is for the day, as in, don't tell me what to do, I can do what I want to. That's, you start to see their own agendas, and they don't even have to say anything. It's actions speak louder than words. Actions always speak louder than words. And when you're not about justice for Micah, those actions will always speak more than you saying you're there for Micah. Because if you're really there for Micah, then you wouldn't be doing some of the shit that you're doing. Yes, I made a video about a particular individual a week ago. It's because I was letting that person know, stop your antics. Because your antics, and I even explained it in the video, why those antics are not justice for Micah, why those antics are pro JP, why those antics are pro Solid Rock, and why those antics are not justice for Micah. Because if it truly was justice for Micah, those actions would have never even been a thought in somebody's head before their body did what their brain was telling them to do. So when you see the actions of what took place when I show up, you got to see the truth and not what was being spun from those people, the clique, that have all banded together against me and my community for months. Because we are 150%. Because we do have the community's ear. Because we do have the community's back. And because we truly are about nothing but justice for Micah and justice for domestic violence victims and survivors. Because if you've been a part of my community, you know there's a lot of domestic violence surviving in my bloodline. My mom was a victim of domestic violence. I was a kid when I had to be the man of the house at 10 years old because I dealt with abuse from a particular individual during my early years in my childhood. A lot of abuse from the same person that abused others as well. And then at the age of 10, I had to be the man of the house. Ever growing up, ever since I can remember, I can remember my mother drilling it into my head to never touch a woman. Drilled it into my head ever since I can remember, to the point where when I became a victim of domestic violence, that's one of the reasons why I got awarded full custody of my daughter when she was 10 years old. I was also a victim of domestic violence against her mother because my mom had drilled it into my head at such a very early age never to touch a woman because of the stuff she went through. I went through my own stuff as a young child. And then when I was a father, because I don't hit women and I never have and I never will. Even when I get hit, her mother used it against me and I still never hit her. So when it comes to me and my passion and why justice for Micah and standing up for domestic violence victims means so much to me and why I protect them the way that I do, it's because I am a survivor and I'm a victim too, in a lot of different ways, not just one. So instead of people trying to create false narratives out of their own hatred because they're not about what we're about, go ahead and keep making up the lies. Go ahead and keep making up the false narratives. Go ahead and keep making up your crafty edits. Go ahead and keep making up whatever stories you want to make up about me, what I'm doing, what I'm capable of, where I'm coming from, and how I do what I do, and why I do what I do. Because you all are going to be the ones that you expose yourself. Because when they come to this platform, they see the peace, positivity, and progress. They feel the peace, positivity, and progress. And they know that this is a place that just ain't got no time for that because we're too busy doing real work out there. Not just for this community, but for a lot of communities out there as well. The people understand, the people in the background, the people that my team and the team that knows who I work with in the background, it's not something that I promote. It's not something that I discuss. But all I can tell you is that there's important people that recognize my effort, my skills, and they want them for their team as well. Those people sit on buckets, sit on their ass, and just focus on one thing. We are out there really, truly making a difference. They can keep exposing themselves all they want. This is some of the narrative being pushed out there. Evil CJ, this YouTuber, thinks he can go around trashing on everybody, bashing people he had personally up on his panel. I suggest you click the unfollow button. He's a plague. He's not justice for Micah. He's for clicks, likes, and follows, and your donations, money, and gifts. Spreading lies. The story of the plastic hot dog steak coming soon. As you can see, even the people against the protesters posted this. I'm the th- I'm the thumbnail even. I'm the thumbnail even. Oh, it's the same person as this. You can see the same shitty vehicle in it. But I'm even their like thumbnail. And then you got the hot dog plastic hot dog steak. It's an honor, sir. It's an honor. It's an honor when they use your own funny sayings. Isn't it? It's like, you know what? Like the trolls don't even know what they're doing to themselves. I literally don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. I can just keep working. Oh shit, it's funny. All right. Some of the things we're going to be getting into tonight. Got a lot of stuff to get into. So, you see on these people's live streams the crap that they say, and the negativity that they're talking, and the lies, and the misinformation, and the narratives, and all these different things. You know, that's the thing. These people just go live when they're sitting on a bucket or when they're having their girlfriend out there doing their work for them because she's the one who takes the trash out in that house, right? I mean, we all know that. She's the one that takes the trash out in that house. We've known that for a while. So I'm not surprised that she's doing all that for his ass, too. She probably wipes his ass when he takes a shit. But you hear all of the shit talk. I mean, hell, that's the same lady that was calling me a bitch. CJ's a bitch. They've been talking shit about us for a long time. And this is what I'm trying, like, the agendas that these people are putting out, the narratives, the spew, the venom, the misinformation, the lies. You know what I mean? And they're doing it themselves. Whether it's their own video, their own content, their own words, their own actions. Um, and they're just revealing more of themselves to people. Um, people, it's just like what the family. It's just like what the family outed. Uh, the TikTok group SCM. SCM. It's these people, all of these people. That's why they're running around like palmetto bugs right now. All of these people are scrambling like palmetto bugs because they're just trying to create whatever they can because doomsday for their fake ass 50% bullshit is coming. It's coming. And they're the ones that are doing it themselves. People that use Micah's name for their own personal gain or agenda. And you can see it on display on all these other platforms. It's no different than what SCM Group did to the Francis family. These are people using Micah's name for their own agendas and personal gain. You can hear it in the words that they use when it comes to other people. These people have been talking shit about us for months. How many shows have we made or talked about them? You know what I mean? See, these are the ones that have been slandering. These are the people that have been defaming. These are the people that have been spreading misinformation. These are the people that have been putting out falsehoods and lies for months because of their own agendas. My footage and their footage shows the truth. My footage shows what we're about. Their footage shows what they're about. And you can see the difference in any of the footage. And this is why they're running around like palmetto bugs. Because everything that they are doing and have done has been in JP's best interest. Think about it, people. Doesn't JP want the chaos? Doesn't JP want those clicks that are about the negativity and drama to dominate the protest? Think about it, people. Doesn't JP want certain individuals to pretend that he's against so they can get information for him? Think about it, people. What's the biggest way to make somebody think that you're not associated with them at all? You get a restraining order on them, don't you? Oh, there's no way that they could be going for the same thing because he got a restraining order on. But oh, because see, the restraining orders don't matter. It's the actions that matter. And when your actions align with JP and Solid Rock's best interest, i.e., getting the barriers put up so no protesters can be on the other side, i.e., making protesters look bad to the community, like protesters are doing stuff in order to get their sidewalks cut off, that protesters are doing stuff that has aggression and assaults that take place with it. Do you see what I'm saying? You got people out there standing up for people that are obviously still cohorts of JP, and you have people out there steadfastly supporting these people no matter what, even when you try and show them the facts. These people, this clique, the people that want to make these videos, the people that want to spread this bullshit, the people that want to try and create all of this stuff is aligned with JP and Solid Rock's best interest. You can see in the things that take place, you're going to see it in a lot of the stuff that we're going to show you here now. When it comes to real actions, real words, real agendas, that's why these people are doing what they're doing right now, because they're panicking. This is one thing that so Bo Rivers says Guru keeps claiming you lied about his girlfriend. What was that about? See, this is where Guru, and this is why he doesn't even do his sleuthing. Guru doesn't even do his sleuthing, and this is why. Guru started talking shit about me based off of information that somebody else told him. This whole time, for all these months, Guru has sat there and made up this lie about me claiming his girlfriend was working for Winslow. He's made he because of what somebody else told him. And here's the truth. And I've said it already a few times, so I'll go ahead and answer it this time too. This is how you know he doesn't do any sleuthing. Because if he really did do any sleuthing, he would have went to my video. He would have re-listened to what I said, and when he would have re-listened to what I said, he wouldn't have even been claiming this the whole time. That's why you do your homework. That's why over here we do our homework. We show you facts like we're going to show you tonight. A lot of homework. This right here is something that somebody told him and he just ran with it. Even after I already answered this question when he came in and said, "Why you talking shit about my girl?" I never talked shit about your girl. Never once. Have they talked shit about me? Plenty of times. You can hear it in their videos. They have fun talking shit about me. I've never talked shit. Now, this is what took place. when it came to who was True Crime Re and working for Winslow and all this other stuff, anybody knows I've always said back then, and we're talking like 2, 3 months ago. We're talking like 2, 3 months ago is when this took place. And this dude's been on it ever since. But what it was I was saying back then, maybe it was destiny. Maybe it was destiny. I can't remember. There was something else we were looking up on the internet. It's been so long. I remember one of them was that Destiny girl and Destiny Dutton, right? You guys can go back and watch the fucking shows. I mean, you can see it. I ain't bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. That's why I'm saying if he would have did it, if he actually did his sleuthing, he would have seen what I said, and he wouldn't even be on this bullshit this whole time. What happened is I said while I was on a live that I had watched JLR and Magnolia discussing how maybe it was her. And then after I said that, I then said, but I don't think it's that. I think it's maybe this Destiny chick. This was months ago. So all of a sudden he hears whatever he hears and he starts talking shit and he starts, yes, Mary. He starts talking shit and he starts saying that I'm talking shit about his girlfriend. And I'm sitting there going, bro, I all I said was that JLR and Magnolia had mentioned it. I didn't even think it was her. But then when he wanted to start talking his shit and start making this huge thing about it, like they make up this shit and then just want to like, yeah, he's a bad person. It's like what the fuck? Like, come on, let's be grown up here. Then when they want to talk shit, all right, I'll start talking shit about you. It was like, dude, do your homework. I didn't even say nothing about their asses for like a month and a half. Then after that, it's just like I've done heard you muddy up my name so much already. I'm just gonna start calling you Aaron Boy. You know, because who else had access to the almanac and the DeLorean? An Aaron Boy would. Who's scared of JP? Aaron Boy's scared of JP. You heard it on the video where RH had to leave with Justin on TikTok, and Mr. G is talking about how he's so scared he's shaking. So, uh, listen, dude, if you would have done your sleuthing, then he wouldn't have been spreading that misinformation. He wouldn't have been spreading the negativity to me. He wouldn't have been making up lies. Who knows? Maybe him and his girlfriend wouldn't be making the live content that they do with my name attached to it and all the negativity that they talk. Who knows? Maybe actually Guru, might have been one of those people that we were, cutting it up with. But I cut it up with sleuthers. I cut it up with people that really do their homework because you can't be you when you have somebody that's on your team or you associate with somebody that has blinders on. Mama said you are who your friends are. So if you got a bunch of friends with blinders on and they're only looking in one focus and they're not exploring and have to do homework to find the truth, well, I don't need those people, and so I don't care to align. That's what I'm saying. These people, if they didn't have an agenda, they wouldn't even be doing this. They have an agenda. It's to discredit me. It's to bring negativity about me. It's to talk shit about me. It's to all this stuff. Why is that, people? Why is that? Who is the one who said they needed CJ because they feel safe? The community. The community. So when you have people out there spinning a narrative, they're not about justice for Micah. They're about justice for agenda. They're scrambling because the 150% is back in town. It's been flying all over the place, and they don't know what to do. And just wait. Our work is not done. If they thought, there was some cockroaches and palmetto bugs getting sprayed with some bug killer, well, there's about to be some more too. But all of that is JP's agenda. JP wants these things. Who has connections to JP? The hot dog steaks have connections to JP. The plastic Jesus has connections to JP. Mr. G has connections to JP. What people are promoting JP's narrative the most? The hot dog steaks are. Think about it. Look at how everything's gone. The timeline of how everything's taken place. The different things that have happened. The people involved. You have to you have to rewind a little bit and you start to see and you're like, "Oh wow, the timeline matches. The connections match. When somebody leaves and somebody comes in, that matches. All of these different things have lined up. That's why they're attacking me so much because these people are pushing JP's agenda. These people are pushing JP's narrative. These people, you can see the even comments. JP's probably laughing at what the hell Plastic Jesus is doing. We're going to see more Plastic Jesus. Plastic Jesus, even though I haven't talked to this individual for, I don't know, 3 months, uh, something like that. I haven't talked to this individual, all right? But I'm going to show you this, and we're going to get into some stuff tonight. Let me see. No idea what the palmetto bugs are basically South Carolina's nice way of saying cockroaches. Let's just be honest. Anybody from South Carolina can tell you that. This is a screenshot from my phone last night. So I have my ringer shut off. I mainly use it for voicemails and text messages, and I'll use it, for the live calling or whatever. But this is how I do a lot of my information, okay? Anybody that wants to contact the show, 330-510-1110. That's the number, right? But I got this message last night. CJ, remove all videos of me immediately. This is your only chance. 100. J. CJ, remove all videos of my family now. This is my only demand. And do not contact me or my family, sir. Nobody's ever contacted your ass from over here. In fact, we don't even care to talk to you because all you do is talk over people. And nobody can even say anything because all you care about is what you have to say and what you're going to say next when somebody else is talking, to the point that you don't even listen to what they're saying. So a conversation with you is really pointless, and we learned that months ago. Nobody has ever contacted you, and nobody really wants to. Okay. Now, when it comes to videos of you, I'm going to tell you something. Then have your Facebook closed up private. Have your GoFundMe closed up private. Have it closed up private. When you make these things available, just like when you're out there on the street and sidewalk, I can take video of you just like you can take video of me. You took video of me. Your partner, Mr. G, and his lady friend took video of me. Look what you did. Listen, all I did was show the whole video and point out what he accused me of. What they did with their video of me was talk shit about me. But yet, this individual wants to reach out to me for me to remove all the shit that is public property. When you're standing there out on a sidewalk and you're filming somebody else, you, they have every right to film you back. There's nothing that anybody did wrong. You're on public property. You are recording other people. So to say that somebody else, I don't understand. And when it comes to your GoFundMe, make it private. Make it private. It's not my fault that you put your family on your GoFundMe, bro. You're the one that made this stuff public. So if you were actually really talking to a lawyer, Mr. Plastic Jesus, this is not what the this right here is you're just mad. I know what it's about. You're just mad because this video right here, you're just mad because this video right here has already got 1.2 thousand people that have checked it out. You're just mad because these videos are showing, exposing the manipulation and lies. This one right here, stop your antics. You're just mad because people are seeing the real you. People are seeing the real you. So, eh, what are you going to do? A true crime and add another notch onto your already being about JP's narrative since you've been out there? Are you going to do a true crime because nobody's taken anything down. In fact, it's all public. You coming out there taking videos. I've showed up on videos of you. I've never asked you to take them down. I've never asked you to take anything down that you've even said nasty things about me, sir, and I've never even asked you to take it down. Now, this is the thing I want you guys to understand when it comes to this individual. You know why this person's upset? Because they're exposed, and I'm going to expose even more. Guess what? We have plenty of video to show you with somebody that's on it. We got plenty to show you. This is what I want people to understand about this individual right here when it comes to the justice for Micah and when it comes to somebody's personal agenda. And I want you guys to listen real good because when I'm done, you are going to understand everything that I'm saying. This is why this person has a justice for agenda and not justice for Micah. And listen, because when this person, listen closely, listen closely, when this person goes out and talks to other people, does this person talk to those people about Micah? Does this person talk to them about surviving domestic violence? Does this person try to help domestic violence? Does this person talk about stories about Micah? Does this person discuss the circumstances and the laws regarding Micah? Does this person discuss anything about Micah? This person discusses with people his own agenda, which is his message when it comes to the Word of God. I'm going to say it again. This is why I'm telling you this person is not about justice for Micah. This is what I'm trying to show you. And we got plenty more to show you when it comes to this person's personal agenda. And this is what I'm telling you. In the videos where he's talking about people, he talks about his own messages when it comes to the Word of God. He's not talking to him about Micah's evidence. He's not talking to him about Micah's circumstances. He's not talking to him about things that JP did to Micah. He's not talking to him about justice for Micah. He's not talking to him about anything that has anything to do with Micah, but his own messages when it comes to the Word of God. He is out there for his own agenda because he's not out there saying justice for Micah. In fact, this gentleman, and you're going to see tonight, it says that he is not part of the protest and he does not have to go by their rules. This person is their own agenda. You saw their own agenda when I confronted him. He wasn't answering the lady's question. You saw his agenda. You saw how he tried to manipulate and twist the situation. Guess what? It worked with everybody else. It don't work with me, bro, because I don't put up with the bullshit. That's how you know if it was about justice for Micah, if he was dressing up in the costume to be about justice for Micah, he would be talking about Micah. He'd be telling these people about Micah. He'd be talking to these people about the things that JP and the congregation and the people that are involved and the connections and all of the shady stuff. But instead, this person just goes from person to person, collecting their name, their phone number, and their email address, and then telling them his messages based on the word of God. That is you being out there for your own agenda because you do not spit a word about Micah. You saw what he tried to do in the video. You saw how he tried to turn it around. Tried to turn it around and make it seem, make up all these lies. You want to see what I did? If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is what I did because I wanted people to really see how much this individual gaslit and made up lies. You can click on every single timestamp. And this is just an 8 minute and 48-second video, and look at every timestamp of every time that he accused or made up a lie just in that short period of time. This person is about an agenda. This person is about a narrative. Because if they weren't, I wouldn't have that pinned in my comment section and showed every single thing that this person did just in that short period of time. Now, there's you can see the videos, You can see my breakdown. I break it down. It was about an hour. I break it down for you. Now I'm going to show you more videos of this person, the venom, the negativity, their own narrative, how they're the ones that are trying to twist and manipulate situations to make themselves be a victim, just like the other people. These people are using Micah's name for their own personal gain. I don't need to drive. I don't need to drive 15, 16 hours for an agenda. I can do an agenda back home. I don't come out here for an agenda. I can sit on my ass and have my own agenda. I come out here because people say they need me. I come out here because people I care about, I want to protect. Each one of these ladies out here, each one of these ladies out here, I care about them like they're my own family member. I care about them like my own family member. So when I see predators out here like this, because this dude is a predator, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. This dude's a fucking predator. When it comes to this group and how CJ don't have no support from the community, CJ, the community don't talk to CJ, all this other lies. You want to hear some truth? Because you know what? There was a lot of people reaching out to me for a while, and Anne even reached out to me and said, CJ, they're even asking me to try and get you to come back here. If you are confused after you watch this show tonight and you've watched the video, the raw video, and you watched my breakdown, if you are still confused about this individual right here after tonight, I don't know what to tell you. And I can't wait to show you some of this video. There's 4 of them I'm going to show you guys after we watch this from Ann. You think he acted a fool on my video? Wait until you see these videos of him acting a fool. Like I said, if you're confused after tonight, and then you've already watched the raw video, you've already watched the breakdown, and then you're going to watch tonight's show. If you're confused after tonight who this dude is, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Wear a bubble suit because life is going to be hard for you.
But this is pertaining to the audience members of the Micah Miller case, as well as those protesters that are protesting religiously outside of Soiled Mock ever since Micah's passing. A majority of the audience that watches all the content creators that are covering the Micah Miller case, especially Justice for Micah, are victims of this type of abuse and are suffering with the majority, if not all, of these symptoms that I had just mentioned. That's including the protesters. Okay, a majority of those protesters are also victims of abuse, intimate partner abuse. Now, with that being said, for the record, and I want you to think for a moment. For the record, okay, and only because I had witnessed it myself, the leader of that group and women in that group of protesters a few weeks back had requested CJ come back. Now, of course, he's got great filming skills, sure, but that's not why they called him back. They called him back, and their words were, to me, we feel safer if he's there. We feel threatened without him. Why would they say that? I mean, it's difficult enough as it is that the audience who goes through these symptoms and have been through this abuse have to deal with the infighting of the content creators. And they're really not content creators. They're just drama queens who come onto the scene to distract and cause obstruction, they think, to justice to Micah. But aside from that, just think for 1 minute. Here are these victims of abuse, and they're watching the protests, and then the women in the protests are victims themselves. And they're watching what's going on in the protests and how that PTSD could really come up with watching what's going on. Ask yourself, who are the ones causing the chaos? Who are the ones causing the problems? Answer that question for yourself, and then you know what and who to avoid. But for the record, the truth of the matter is that he was asked, when he was working on a case somewhere else on the other side of the country, he was asked, please come back, as I said, by the leader and the women in that group of protesters. Why? I'm telling you why. But you could see for yourself why. Why is this happening? Where is it coming from? Who's causing it? Why would they be causing it? Now, I bring all of this up for a reason. Because we have to take into consideration the audience members and the women in that protest group that have been through the abuse and are battling these symptoms from that long-term abuse. We have to take them into consideration. It's unfair that they have to suffer through this and then suffer through that. See, their seeking justice for Micah is not just for Micah. They're seeking justice for her, true, but in proxy, they're seeking justice for themselves as well. And every time something like this happens, you're stealing it from them. Every time there's a group of people that get together to just cause distraction, screaming and yelling, and chaos and drama, and attacking the very ones who are trying to seek the justice for this poor dead girl, you're almost, in a sense, re-victimizing those people who are watching, who are protesting, without even realizing it. And shame on you if you're a DV abused victim yourself and you're doing that, or supporting it, or part of it. But what happened yesterday, truly? When did all the problems start? When have the problems always started in the past? With who? What was happening? And why? Anyone? Let's be real. This is in response to a comment that was left in Allie's TikTok this morning. You're making the wrong, not Allie, but the person who left the comment, you're making the wrong person the victim. You're making the wrong person the victim, which is what manipulators do. They manipulate victims into believing that they're not the victim, and then make pseudo victims just so that person has room to manipulate again, to cause trouble again, to distract again, to cause trouble. I know I'm speaking in code in some ways, but I know most of you are getting it. It's not to bash anyone. I'm hoping the people that are listening, that are part of the problem, wake up and realize why this is such a highly emotionally charged case. Because the majority of the people watching and a majority of the people in that protest are victims themselves. And they go through these symptoms as they're fighting. As they stand and fight, This is the symptomology that they suffer with. And if you bring them more chaos, more trauma that affects their symptomology, then shame on you. Don't tell me you're a Christian. Don't tell me you understand. When you make these symptoms even worse for them. And you know who you are.
I want to share this with you guys real quick. So, uh, this was from Allie, and this was a message um, that is very important, and it goes along with what Anne was saying. Okay, and this is what people need to understand. This is why we get the love that we do. This is why we get the support that we do. This is why I'm here. And this is why the people that are about other agendas and not justice for Micah are doing what they are doing. But I want people to understand this same clique of people also attacked Allie as well. Remember when Allie in the beginning was organizing the protest and she had to back away because of all of the drama and toxicity and the not justice for Micah that clique is a part of. Allie says, I've been wanting to make a video on this for a little bit, but couldn't have said it better than Anne. I was diagnosed by my therapist in 2017 with severe post traumatic stress disorder, and while it has gotten better, symptoms flare up at times like this. That's why I stopped protesting at the end of July. I had been doing so well, but it got to the point where I looked in the mirror and I didn't even recognize who I was looking at. My actions weren't a reflection of all the hard work and weekly therapy that I did. I ask that you take that and her words to heart before using it for your entertainment. Justice for Micah. Do you see what these people do? It's not only CJ that they attack. It's not only CJ that they talk shit and make up lies and spread misinformation. They do it to all of these individuals because they are about a narrative. They are about an agenda. They are justice for agenda, not justice for Micah. That's why they continue to do what they're doing. Anne has been a part of these attacks, myself, Allie, multiple people that you don't even know because they're not on a platform have been part of this clique's attacks. They're just focusing on me right now because they know the force that I bring with me. That's why they have to bound together and group up together and try and take me on. But that's the thing. This isn't my first rodeo. You want to talk about a particular individual that triggers people and has always triggered people? This individual right here. Now I'm going to show you some more video of this individual and their antics. Now, this one right here, Melissa, shout out to you. I'm going to share her TikTok. Here's the link for the video. If you're on TikTok, go show her some love. I'm going to show you the video that Melissa put together today. And then I'm going to show you some real footage of the antics of this individual and how he treats people still, and still tries to manipulate situations. Plastic Jesus, I'm saying it right now. Your days being about your agenda are done. You can send me whatever text messages you want to send me. Your antics are done. So if you truly are justice for Micah, put the costume down. Quit talking about your own messages with the Word of God. Talk about Micah. Talk about domestic violence. Quit being about your own agenda. Your own agenda's done, bro. Take the outfit and put it down. And I'm going to read it for you in case you can't see it. Here is Jay interjecting while I'm trying to speak to an officer about my court case. Mind you, Jay chose not to file charges, therefore, it's not your business. I can speak for myself. Jay yelling in the face of a protester because he was flipping tables. Just wait, there's more. There's more. Jay yelling again from across the street while people are trying to protest, distracting from why we are here.
Justice! Justice for Micah! And justice for all! Solid rounds of fire!
All right, Jay. All right.
Justice for Micah! And justice for all!
He's a
Solid
distraction.
rounds of fire! Justice for Micah! All right, well, y'all keep up the good.
Because I'm not protesting. Why do I say that? You know why? Because I'm not bound by the protest rules, Melissa.
This says right here. This clip will show you exactly why the barricades are blocking the sidewalk. Notice Jay is in the middle of the exit of the church walking up to JP's truck as he was leaving. Watch. He's in the middle of it already. JP had to go to the right side more and almost hit one of the other protesters because Jay wanted to walk out in the middle of the exit for the church. He's not only putting the people that go to the church in danger, but he's also putting other protesters in danger as well. Is this not JP's narrative?
Coward!
It's a direct violation of the pesky protest rules that he's not bound by.
Wednesday, he pulled right out in front of a car.
Remember when CJ said to Jay, "You're the reason why the barricades are up"? No, I'm not. Quit making up. You're lying, CJ. You're lying, CJ.
Or
Jay is holding a sign actively picketing means you are bound by the picketing laws. Look at it. He's holding a sign for justice for Micah.
You almost ran over me, JP.
Now he's running into. Look. Remember, we had to give this to the police to investigate your claims, Jay. Remember? Jay wanted to get assault charges pressed on JP, remember? You know why they didn't get granted? Because Protest Plastic Jesus J was the one that initiated the contact, people. He's the one that initiated the contact.
Wednesday, he pulled right out in front of a car.
He almost hit.
You almost ran over me, JP.
Who the hell do you think you are?
JP, you almost ran over me. Jay, you almost ran over me.
You're a murderer! John Paul Diddy. You're a coward, JP.
You need to be locked up right now for assault, boy.
JP Diddy.
Who the heck do
JP,
you
why don't
think
you
you
talk?
are?
I'm a man. I can talk. I don't need these jokes.
Don't let him get locked up.
Hey,
You should be
Let him
ashamed.
get locked up. Let him get locked
You
up.
came to
Don't-
me, buddy.
That's assault.
John Paul Diddy. JP Diddy.
Who's your girlfriend? Who's your girlfriend? Tell her to get out. She won't do it.
You have an ugly face.
She won't do it.
Lock his ass up.
Make it right.
Press charges.
I would hide too, girlfriend.
Tell him you want to press charges now. Lock him up. We all saw it. Jay, the camera's over.
If you pay close attention, you will hear me asking everyone to calm down because this is what he wants, a riot so we get arrested. Again, people. Again. Who is the one that is contributing to JP's narrative, people? Who is the one that is part of the clique that is trying to push JP's narrative, people? Who are the ones that want to make it seem like they're there for justice for Micah when instead they're about a justice for JP agenda? It's a justice for JP agenda. Do you know why I said they're running around like palmettos? Because they know CJ's back, and they know CJ don't fucking play. Your antics are done now, bro.
Make it right, JP. We want charges.
He wants. This is what he wants. Please.
Go away.
Get it. Get it.
Go away.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, JP just shoved him.
Walk away.
JP just shoved him.
See the optics, people? You see the optics? He tried doing the same thing with yours truly, the last protest I was there. You can literally go to my live stream. You can see him coming up to me, and I'm saying, dude, I'm not trying to talk about this stuff. This is justice for Micah. He wouldn't leave me alone. On my footage, you all heard me say, listen, dude, I'm not trying to have this conversation here. And I was the one backing away. And you guys saw it. He is the one because somebody was recording the same angle, the same distance, from a same point of view, and him throwing his hands up, making it look like CJ was attacking him. But guess what? CJ has the real footage. CJ has the truth. Your games don't work with me. Your tactics don't work with me. Your strategies don't work with me. Your antics don't work with me. That's not true, old man. I can already see that we're not on the same path. It's game over. It's game over. And that goes for the whole clique. That goes for the whole clique. It's game over. It's game over. Just wait. There's more video, you guys. Just wait. You can hear a few of the protesters telling Jay to back off because he's violating the ordinances. What does Mr. Plastic Jesus continue to do every Justice for Micah protest? Multiple times violate the ordinances. He is doing work for Solid Rock and JP, and those who support Plastic Jesus are also doing the work of JP in Solid Rock. Let me say it again one more time. He is doing the work of JP in Solid Rock, pretending to be part of the flock. The people that support this individual are also pushing the same. And the ones that are making up the most bullshit about me and Allie and Melissa and the other protesters and Ann are the same ones that are also pushing JP and Solid Rock's narrative. It's game
It's
over.
going down.
Jay, leave him alone. Back off, Jay.
I can't. How you zoom in?
Again, we had to provide this video to the police at Jay's request. Antics all over the place. Oh, trust me, there's more video. Like I said tonight, if anybody continues to support this individual right here after tonight, and you continue to support the people that are supporting this individual, just like Mr. Guru and his lady friend and all the shit they've been talking based off their own non-homework doing asses months ago. If you continue to after tonight, I don't know what to tell you. Get a bubble suit, because life is gonna be a hard ride for you.
Let's look at this.
Walk away!
Get on in your truck and go home. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna go across the street.
No, you won't.
I'm
You
gonna
talk
say
over.
Jay pointing his fingers in my face, raising his voice, and telling me what I can and cannot say to him.
For
and then we're
her.
gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna say it as cut and dry as possible.
Notice how I stay in the same position the whole time as he steps closer and closer into my personal space.
And if you're gonna say anything that's gaslighting, say Jay.
Notice how I'm quiet when he is talking, yet when I try to talk, I'm spoken over aggressively.
If you leave people alone and you stop making people uncomfortable, they will know it. If you say that, that is not what I want to hear. You know why? Because I don't do that.
Again.
Okay, I'm like,
Yes, you do. There's plenty of footage showing you doing it, bro. And I've had plenty of these frickin' females reach out to me and come to me and say, I'll tell you my name, CJ, and those people know who they are. They won't tell his ass their name. But they'll come up to me and say, here's my name. Here's my information. I trust you. This dude, your game and your antics are done, bro. They are done. Your shit stops today. Your shit stops today.
I'm not gonna listen.
You have to, he's telling you what you can say.
You are done.
Yes,
No.
he's
You are done. Game over. For all of you. All of the ones that aren't justice for Micah, game over. Here's one of them. Now watch. They're talking. This is a couple of the protesters. A couple of the protesters are talking to the cops. Watch how somebody also just butts right in.
Yeah, I got it on mine. I know exactly where it is.
I guess he can tell the story.
So these protesters are sitting there talking to the police, and look what this individual does. If that was my mom, I'm just, bro. He has some nerve, doesn't he? So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Yeah, I got it on mine. I know exactly where it is.
She has her hand on the car, and he pushes her out of the way where she even has to remove her hand. She has her hand on the vehicle, and he even comes and nudges her so she has to move her hand.
Yeah, I got it on mine. I know exactly where it is.
I guess he can tell the story. Hey, go ahead, tell my story.
You're done, bro.
Wife, then I won't beat her anymore, right? See, that's what I'm trying to say. You keep saying if you stop talking to her, and I'm already trying to tell you, and anyone that's listening, I have stopped talking to her over 3 protests ago, and she hasn't stopped. She hasn't stopped.
You see the narratives that he pushes about other people? They don't leave me alone. They attack me, just like in that video that I showed you guys. You came up to me, CJ. You were asking me questions, CJ. You stopped me, CJ. Does it sound familiar, y'all? Does it sound familiar?
So stop telling me that when I stop talking to her, she will stop, because I have stopped talking to her since 3 protests protest to go. Has everyone heard me say that loud and clear? So you do not need to repeat that over and over and over. It's a manipulative tactic. Melissa, remember when Allison called me and told me she wasn't going to be the protester anymore and I was going to be the lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do I say that? You know why? Because I'm not bound by the protest rules, Melissa. Sorry.
See, he says right there, he's not part of the protest. He says right there, people. He's not part of the protest. Who has their own agenda? Who is using Micah's name for their agenda? He's not part of the protest.
The lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do protester anymore and I was going to be the lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do I say that? You know why? Because I'm not bound by the protest rules, Melissa.
He says it right here. He's not part of the protest. He does have his own agenda. He needs to stop.
When Allison called me and told me she wasn't going to be the protester anymore and I was going to be the lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do I?
That's why he's not, I just said it a little bit ago, he's not talking about Micah. He's not talking about domestic violence. He's not talking about the evidence of Micah's situation. He's not talking about the people that hurt Micah. He's not saying anything that has anything to do with justice for Micah. He is there for his own personal gain. Again, if you continue to support this individual, after tonight, after seeing all of this, get a bubble suit.
Howard! Wednesday, he pulled right out in front of a car.
Remember when Allison called me and told me she wasn't going to be the protester anymore and I was going to be the lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do I say that? You know why? Because I'm not bound by the protest rules.
Yeah, I got it on mine. I know exactly where it is.
Interrupted. I guess he can tell the story. Hey, go ahead, tell my story.
Jay!
So when you watch this video, and you see what truly takes place, when you watch this video, you truly understand. Seer rainbow, let me fill you on a little something. Just because somebody showed me a business card the second week he was there, let me tell you something. Let me explain something to the people here real quick, because this is also a falsehood that this information that this person has spread. I'm going to drop some knowledge for you. Okay? I'm going to drop some knowledge for you. I've worked. I've done work and given work to agencies. Do I go around showing a business card to people? Do I even approach somebody that I just met the week before and show them a business card if I really truly are working for people? You all can be bamboozled. Go ahead. Y'all can be bamboozled. But when somebody walks up to somebody they've only met a week ago and barely even talked to, and then wants to say, "Come on back here, I gotta show you something. Just come back here for a second." And we're walking back to the parking lot, and he looks up and he's like, "I don't want any cameras to be watching me." And I said, "You're next to a bunch of trees. Let's be real. What's the fucking deal?" Shaking like crazy. Shaking like crazy. Look at this. Okay. Well, you can tell your community that you know somebody that's working with somebody, okay? But don't tell them who. And I said, "Bro, I've worked with agencies. I don't say shit. They don't even know." You know what I'm saying? I I don't give a fuck. Whatever business card you hand me, I said I don't need to say nothing about that because I already know how shit like this works. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just telling you. You could tell them that you know somebody. Just don't tell them my name. I'm not worried about telling my community anything. I'm not worried about telling my community anything because I know with what you just did, they don't trust people like you, bro. They don't trust people like you. If y'all want to listen, if y'all want to be bamboozled, then be bamboozled. But I'm going to tell you right now, the second week that I met this dude and he wanted to show me a business card. Okay. Cuz I already know that if you really were an asset to an agency, you're like the biggest fucking weakest link that they could have. Because if you are working with an agency and you go to somebody that you just met and just show them a business card all shaken, tell them they can tell their community that you're working with so and so, but don't say who, you are the weakest fucking link, and there's no way that they would use you for information. They're not that stupid. I'm not that stupid. So for y'all that the reason he's there, you don't even know the reason I'm there, do you? Y'all, if y'all want to be bamboozled, be bamboozled. You'll probably believe this bullshit here. You probably think that I asked him the question. You probably think that I'm a cult. You probably think that I approached him. You probably think that I stopped him. You probably think that I was the one. And sure. Okay. This dude has made up so much shit. And people, they just love a storyline, don't they?
I've been wanting to try and get that Starlink stuff so I can just basically I can work on the road.
Hey Jay, That'd be awesome. I got a question.
I tried to do some.
Well,
I tried to do some of it.
but that's still in the karaoke. If we go somewhere for a private party or event or whatever, and there's no Wi-Fi, well, with your laptop and stuff,
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
got to have Wi-Fi because it's not your phone. So that's why we got that little box, right?
It was a long time ago.
Oh, you're still trying to get money?
No.
You're on it?
It's still open. It's got a. It's at $3,565 now. It's still open. It's still open.
It's still open?
Yeah, you can click on the link. You've already got $3,565.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd close if I were you, because that's not.
Bye.
$21,000 for a
You're out
fairy
here
tale
portraying
ending.
Jesus and you're trying to
Yeah,
bring
fairy
people
tale
on.
life.
Oh, no. No, not at all.
Somebody here is asking
the
Jay
GoFundMe
about the
was
21,000
for,
Fairy
GoFundMe.
tale life?
It was for to help my house.
I need help in my house too, but I don't go.
Just read it.
Go fund me.
No, go read it. Just read it. Read it. That's what it's for.
Well, why don't you just let her know what it says so she doesn't have to go read
You
it?
just have to read
Because
it.
it's your GoFundMe.
You
I know.
did it.
You can't answer for your
Okay,
GoFundMe.
what you're trying to do is
You're the one that's actually doing the antics, sir.
No,
I have a question
You're
though.
doing the antics.
No, I have a question though.
You're doing the antics.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you're
Sir, I
antagonizing
didn't
me.
get these barriers up here. That was you.
No, it wasn't me. It was
That was
Steve.
you.
No, see,
Did you pay
what
for
you're
that
doing
dose
is
with the GoFundMe?
slander.
So why don't
What you're doing
you?
is slander.
No, it's not.
defamation. Yes, you are.
No, it's not,
You're
sir.
not doing what's about
No, it's
Micah.
not.
You're doing it about me.
This is a
Your
justice for
agenda is an
Micah.
agenda. It's almost like a cult.
No.
Because you won't let
You
anybody
have an
say what they
agenda
wanna
because
say.
you have an
You won't let
outfit that
anybody
you're
say what
wearing,
they want to
sir.
say because if they come on your channel and say
No,
something,
sir.
you block them.
No, sir.
You don't let anybody defend
No, it's about
anybody.
peace, positivity, and
No,
progress.
it's about
The community
your
knows
agenda.
that. Do me a favor,
about
please
your agenda.
quit
He
dressing
came
up
over
in
to
a
me.
costume.
Yeah.
Please
yeah.
stop dressing up in a
coming over to me.
costume. Stop instigating the protesters.
okay,
Stop
listen, you
instigating the
said-
community. Stop
Bye.
instigating the police. Because when they
Bye.
give you rules and you basically disregard their rules and walk up and down here,
And
that's
who are you to tell
instigating,
me
sir.
what I can do and don't?
You're
do
the
I tell
reason
you
the
what to do?
barricades are up.
Do
You're
I
the
tell
reason
you?
the barricades
no,
are up.
JP is the reason the barricades
You
are up.
went up to him. You don't have to approach
listen.
him.
Who are you to tell me what I should?
Can you answer this lady's
Bye.
question though? What is the
Bye.
reason for the GoFundMe,
Did I tell
Jay?
you what to do?
$21,000.
Did I tell you what to do?
What is the reason for the
Why
fairy
does
tale
that have
life?
to do with justice for Micah? I'm not embarrassed.
It was
about
her
anything.
question that she had, sir.
You're making the
She
question.
asked you the
Don't
question
call me
before
sir.
you even looked
Don't
at
call
me,
sir.
Jay.
You know my name.
So why don't you ask her, please? Or why don't you answer
I
her?
exactly answered. I told her. I said,
Told
I would
her to
like
go
you
read it? It's your
go
GoFundMe.
read it.
You don't know the reason why you have the GoFundMe?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He doesn't know what walk away means.
No, because
Oh,
that's
you
why
walk
there's
away?
barriers up here because
coming
he
to
doesn't
me?
know what to do.
Who's approaching me?
Because
Do you see
you're
this
always
hate?
causing problems.
You're walking up to
This
me.
is what you love. You get
You're,
off on this.
you're coming
I
up to
can't.
me. You're coming up to
Look,
me.
you're walking by.
See?
We
This
just
is.
want you to leave.
I can do whatever I want to do.
I know.
I didn't come to you. You came to me.
Sadly, you can, but you're the reason the barriers
Alec,
are up.
you came to me.
I did.
He came to me.
I didn't come to you.
They came to me.
I didn't come to
You
you.
did.
I'm standing right here. I was looking off to the side. I was
You did
watching
not
her.
turn over and
She
start
asked
talking
you
and
a
ask me
question.
questions. You're
No,
lying.
actually, Jay, I was
You
standing
are
here talking
lying.
right here. She was here. She asked
CJ,
you a question.
you've been lying.
It's on film, bro.
You ha-
It's
yeah,
on
yes,
film,
it's
bro.
on film.
Right here,
Everybody
two
can see it.
versions.
And they
You
have it.
walked up, talked
Yeah,
to
right.
her. I'm talking over her.
No.
Then I turned the camera here because you're all.
And you started
Hello.
asking me questions.
Everybody has it recorded, sir.
You started asking me
The video
questions.
will be uploaded for
Yeah.
everybody
And
to see the
anybody that wants to
truth.
see the truth, exactly.
Yes, the truth.
You're a problem.
There is no problem,
making
sir.
it about me.
Sir, I
Your
don't
agenda is
have
making it
barricades
about me.
come up because of my
See, that
actions,
is what
sir.
you think.
That is you.
No.
Please.
Why don't you blame the person?
Stop
you're supposed to be
dressing
blaming?
up in your costume.
See, that's your
Stop
problem.
having your own agenda. And be about justice for Micah. This isn't Plastic Jay's sidewalk to walk up and down to try and get your congregation and your GoFundMe up, sir.
I don't care what you say. It's not about that. See, that's about your opinion.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
got a problem,
You
CJ.
can't even answer
CJ,
this
you got a
lady's
problem.
question that
You got
she's
a problem.
has a legitimate question for
problem.
you, and you can't even answer
I
it.
did answer
You looked at me and started talking to me, sir.
CJ, you're a liar.
And this lady wants to record me as well.
She knows you.
We already know who it is. We've seen the
Who is it?
GoFundMe, sir.
Who is it?
We've seen the
Okay, then
GoFundMe.
why are you saying
You know your GoFundMe.
I could care less.
You know
I'm
your
proud of my
GoFundMe, so go look
read
at your GoFundMe.
Yeah, I want y'all to go read it.
Right.
I want everyone to go read it. See, you're antagonizing me.
I'm not antagonizing nothing. I'm
You're
standing up for the
slandering me.
community,
You're
sir.
slandering me and
That's
my
what I do.
family.
I stand
And
up for
listen,
the community.
you need to
Did you
watch
not
out.
hear any of these other
She
community
don't
members?
Huh?
Did you not hear any of them telling you to leave?
Listen,
Did you
I
not
don't have
hear
to-
any of these protesters
Do I
and
have to do what
community
anybody
members
says to me?
saying you're the reason
Do I
also
have to
why
do
the
anything that you
barricades
tell
are
me
up?
to do?
I think you
I am
need to do the
grown
right
up.
thing, sir.
I'm doing what
You need
I'm
to
doing.
put down the costume and you need
Then
to
you
come
need to
back
put down
for
the
justice for
camera and go
Micah.
back to your hometown,
You
right?
need to
Because
come
if you
back
can't
for
cover the
justice
thing
for Micah.
fairly,
We
you got
go
a
to all
problem.
the communities, sir. That's why we have love. Because we go to the communities,
don't
because
have
we
love. You
really
got
do
hate in your
care.
heart. You got hate
Go
in your
ahead,
heart.
promote it because it needs to be heard. Go ahead, record me.
There's a lot of
Seriously,
hate being
the community has been reaching out to me. Let me tell you
her alone.
something, Jay.
Leave her alone.
The community has reached out to me since the first week that I was here.
You're
I'm not
showing
hate at all.
hate.
I'm not hate at all.
You're showing
Not
hate.
hate at all.
to
How am I showing hate? You didn't see what he's talking about?
Twisting and manipulating a conversation. I
lying.
wasn't even looking at
You're
him when
lying.
he came
She's
up
got it
and
on
was
film.
talking to the old lady.
He's got it on
like
film.
Jesus, and Jesus would not be.
You know why, Kylie? Because I already knew that they were going to do this before I even made it to South Carolina. I knew that they were going to do these things and act this way as soon as they heard that I was coming back and as soon as they heard that I got here. That's the thing about these individuals. I already know what they're going to be doing on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday. I already know. Because people like this always think and react the same way. They all do. It's called chess. When you know how your opponent is going to think, react, and move before they do, all you have to do is sit back, keep working, and sit back and watch them unravel. Because they're going to be doing all this to themselves. They're going to be doing all... They already have. That's what this show is. But you've seen all of these things. They've just done themselves. You will continue to see these people continue to have these live streams, talking crap, talking negative, saying the same narratives, doing the same narratives, pushing the same narratives. And everybody's going to get the wiser. That's fine. I'll be exposed for being about Micah. Because that's the only thing that you can expose of me is me being justice for Micah. Because that's all I'm about. It's the ones that are about a different agenda that are the ones that are worried and act out. I held it together. Those are the ones that are nervous.
See?
At all.
Exactly. Just walk away.
Jesus would have been a just
Justice for agenda. Be about justice for Micah.
Justice for Micah! Justice for Micah!
Plastic because it's fake.
Micah!
That's why I say plastic Jesus, because it's fake. Why are the barriers up? Please.
I'm not done with you. I really want to talk to this man. Every time I try to talk to this man, he walks away.
And that's what he does. Those are the two people that support, compared to all these other people right here that don't.
Because the blonde-headed girl said she only sees people harassing Jay, not him.
No.
harassing other people.
I'm standing up for the lady because she had a legitimate question. What's it for?
Melissa, remember when Allison called me and told me she wasn't going to be the protester anymore, and I was going to be the lead, but I said, no, I don't want to be the leader of a protest. You know why? Because I'm not protesting. Why do I say that? You know why? Because I'm not bound by the protest rules.
Boom! You're fucking with that evil CJ Media and Investigations, bro. The antics are done. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you so much. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And like I said, if y'all can support this kind of shit, after tonight's show, after the raw video, after the breakdown that I did, and then you see in the description in the pinned comment all of the lies and the falsehood just in that 8-minute and 40-minute clip from this individual right here. Your ass better get a bubble suit, y'all. I love you guys.